Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another tutorial. Today we're going to be working on what I'm calling a hidden paper clip corner huggers. Sorry. I'm not feeling good, but you know what? I gotta be in the studio. I gotta be creating. I did a lot of work off camera because I have just been playing around in here trying to be creative. So I thought I'd turn the camera on and show you what I made, and then we'll make a couple of these together. First, I wanted to start with sharing with you these flowers that I made, and I'm just curious if you'd be interested in seeing how I do these. They are just a inexpensive, let me just show you one that's white in one size. They're just a white flower that I got off of Amazon. And they're made out of pretty cottony kind of material, and so they work really, really well with some wet mediums. My camera is a little wonky, pardon me. So basically what I did is I took some sprays and I just dipped these into there, and I've got some gold, some Payne's Gray, and I also came in with some crackle, but it's not the right kind, so we didn't really get a crackle. If you can see this. Focus. Come on. There we go. So you can see there's something on the top of it, but it does not truly look like crackle. So let me know if you'd be interested. I'm thinking about doing more and coming in with a little bit of stenciling, a little bit of texture paste, crackle paste, or whatever I can find. But I just did these kind of in a hurry to decorate a couple of these. So I'm going to set those out of the way. I've got my cutter off here to my left as usual. I've got a corner rounder, my Fabri-Tac archival ink in Vintage Photo, Bearly Arts glue. I've got my pencil knife or my pen knife, and we're going to be doing some fun, safe creativity. So forgive my voice. I stayed home a day last week, went back to work on Friday, and I am definitely not well. But again, I've been resting. I need to be in the studio. So let me show you what I did make and how they work. So unfortunately, this was a happy accident. So while I was working on decorating some of them down here, I let a wet baby wipe sat on there, and so look at what it did. But I'm like, okay, well, let's just make it go all the way across. So I laid it on there, and I did it on purpose. It's also doing it on the back, but I thought, happy accident, right? So that's our first one. Let me show you how they work. I'm going to grab just a piece of paper here. Well, let me try to grab a journal, like a digital. So this would be a digital. So on your page, this would be the corner of your page. And the paper clip is inside of here, and it's going to hold this really securely in place. I've done corner huggers ever since I started doing junk journaling, and they don't tend to stick on there very well. They get loose, and they're just not very secure. So I'm trying to fuss this down. It should come down. It should slide down on here. Now you're going to have an edge over on the side right here. So it's sitting flush with this edge, but it's not flush with this edge because we put glue here. Okay, so that's the way it's going to attach to the corner. But there's an additional paper clip in here that is going to allow us to actually stick something up in there that's not going to fall out. Let me just grab something just to show you. So if we stick this up here in here, it is firm. Like, it is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to fall out. So it's really, really epic. I love corner huggers. They're a great, when I first started doing them, I was doing it as kind of a scrap buster or crash your trash, just to use scraps. So that's one way to use your scraps, is to just make these. So that is our first one, and then that is the back. So that's the back, and this is the front. Oh, that's interesting. So now, that being said, the only time you're going to see this is if it's completely off the page, right? So because that's going to be on the underside of the page. So anyway, that is our one. This is the one I was just working on, and it's designed a little bit differently in that it's going to come in off the side of the page up to the corner on a left side page. So let me grab that again. So it's going to slide up here, okay, and I'm going to just push this. Well, actually, so in this one, the paper clip is not coming down from the top, it's coming in from the side. So let me show you where the paper clip is, if you guys can see that. There's our paper clip. So it requires a simple piece of paper folded with an additional piece of paper, sorry, angle is wrong, to actually have the paper clip attached to on the inside. And that's going to make more sense in a minute. I'm sorry if that's rough for you. So again, it's going to be flush on the side where the paper clip is. So it's flush on this edge, but it's going to be pumped up here on the top, okay? Depending on how much of your landscape your glue took. So we're going to be doing, and I use one of the flowers on this one. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, I love it. So, and then the back, I just put a little piece of lace and then this image of this girl. So that's pretty cool. And then let's see what else we have. This is another one that I did. I did a lot of playing. Oh, it got on that one too. Man, look at that. But, you know, it's okay. It happens. This one will be for the Sweet Yvonne journal, probably. And this one I might put in my reference journal. I haven't decided because it did get pretty messed up. So that's another one. And again, it's just got the paper clip on the inside coming up from the top. We're going to do some of these where we let it come out of a hole that we're going to cut here so that you can hang. So it's not as hidden. It's more just a paper clip corner hugger versus a hidden paper clip corner hugger, if that makes sense. And then this is another one. So same thing, same exact process. This one I put a pocket on the back, and I haven't put anything in that, but probably will. And so let me get rid of that digital, and I'm going to walk you through the construction first a couple of times, and then we're going to do this one for the Winter Wonder Journal in full. We'll do all the cutting and measuring and all of that together, and then we will decorate it. So, and I do apologize because I'm not feeling well. I completely, before I turned the camera on, forgot that I did not link these kits. I will make sure that in the supply list there's a section where it's going to say supplies used specifically for this tutorial, and you'll be able to click and narrow down, because in the Winter Wonder Journals supply list, there's a lot of digitals. I used a lot because I did 2 journals with a lot of different varieties. So yeah. And I'm also, so on a side note, guys, I'm also kind of watching my phone because a couple of nights on Valentine's Day night, actually, I found out that my ex-son-in-law was in a very, very bad vehicle accident, and he is in critical condition and has undergone 3 surgeries so far. He completely demolished the left side of his body. Unfortunately, he was driving drunk, very, very, very intoxicated. And so he is hanging on to life and has a lot of issues. So my kind of staying in touch with my daughter, who is, they're divorced, but she is there for her boys who are teenagers now. And so taking them to and from and trying to be a part of what's happening there in terms of the other family that is related to him. So anyway, that's a personal note, tragic thing. Yesterday I should have been home. I went to work and then I went to the hospital because I just had to be there for her. I was homesick the day it happened, so I was not able to go and be with my daughter. So that's heartbreaking to me. So let's talk about how this works. I'm going to grab a couple of big paper clips. You can use big or small. In fact, maybe we'll use the small one on this one because it's a little bit less, it's a smaller profile, and we'll grab a big paper clip for this one. So this is our extra piece that we're going to be using in the middle of the paper clip to hold our paper clip in, so that it has something that is going to, the back of the paper clip will be on one side like that, and then the other will be on this side, or vice versa. And so that this is the place where something would be able to slide in. So hoping that's making sense. And this is our piece. So this piece measures 7 inches long by 3.5 inches wide. The inside piece is 3.5 by 3.5 ish. So You could obviously make these any size, as you noticed in the ones that I shared that I did off camera. They are all different sizes. It does not matter. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half. And I'm just matching up the edges as best I can. Grab my the bone folder here. Give that a crease. And we will need to ink as we go because I did not prepare that. Now, the other thing I did in some that I played with is I liked kind of a torn edge here at the bottom, and I'm thinking I want to do that with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and just tear this away from myself to avoid the white core in this case, and I'm just going to tear off a little bit on the bottom. Okay, like so. And I'm going to ink this up. So let me ink all of this on the inside and the outside, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. So that's all inked up, and I love this edge. I think it's really adds a little bit of interest to it. So this one we're going to have the paper clip come off, obviously because of the way we folded it. Now, if you wanted to have the paper clip on the side, you would want to fold it hot dog style. So portrait versus landscape. So this is landscape, the other would be portrait. So it depends on where you want your paper clip to be inserted because we're using the fold as part of that mechanism. So now this doesn't really show, did I make it exactly the same size? I think I did. I'm going to trim it down because it does not need to be the exact same size as the paper clip itself because it's not going to show. And then and we do have to worry about that end now. So let me trim a little bit more of this off even than I just did. So the inside piece just needs to be big enough to hold that paper clip. So like right there. Now I'm going to ink around this just in case something peeks out. I'm probably not going to peek out. Okay. So now what you're going to do is we're going to just lay that there. Actually, I think I'm going to go this way. And your paper clip, the way I'm doing is I'm putting the long side on the back, okay? So that when this goes in here, it's going to glue to the top flap, okay? It's going to glue there. And then the long side is more, I believe, is more powerful in strength than the smaller side. So that's why I'm doing that. So now I'm going to just take this and I'm going to cover this with glue. I'm using my Fabri-Tac just because I like the freedom to move things around if I need to. So we're just going to cover this. And I want to apologize for, my viewers that actually have YouTube channels and stuff that I have not. I've gotten behind on my watching because I've been sick. So I've been really, I rested all day on, what day was that? Thursday. So I'm behind because I was just really taking care of myself. And I'm just going to close that up like that. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a good press here. Just kind of, we could have had that one come out of the top. I completely forgot to do that. We'll do that on one of the other ones. Maybe we'll do that on the winter one where we're going to do the whole process. I'm just showing you the basic construction on these first two. So now our paper clip is stuck there. Okay, now you could leave it just like, well, I mean, it wouldn't make sense to leave it like that because it's ugly on the inside, right? But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to look and see how many of mine are going one direction. Oh, they're going each direction. So I think I'll go ahead and glue this side. So in order to make it a corner hugger, I'm going to glue this edge closed, okay? And I'm going to, in this case, I'm going to use my white glue, my Bearly Arts. And I'm going to use this edge since I ripped that off. I don't want my glue to extend too far down here. So I'm going to use this as my guide. This is a little bit crooked, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to show. I'm just going to glue that down right there. And then let's just give that a good press. I'm not going to show you, well, I'll show you on the page, but I'm not going to force it because it's wet. So again, this is going to go over the page like this. And then the paper clip will capture and hold the corner hugger in place, but it will also hold anything else that you stick under this. So hopefully that is making sense. And for those of you who pray, I would really appreciate prayer for my son-in-law, my ex-son-in-law. I have a new son-in-law now, but they're both named Jason, go figure. Because as much as he's hurt our family and my daughter, I want him to be well, and I want him to get help, and I want him to be there for his kids, and as well as for my health. I'm just constantly sick. Why did that open up? That was weird. Okay. That was strange. Did I mess with it while I was yakety yakking? It's very possible. That was weird. Okay, now we're going to just close it and leave it alone. Quit messing around, Cara-Renee. I'm going to set that over there. All of these will be decorated for the photos at the end of the video. I like to do that. So let's do one more, just construction-wise. So this one is 7 inches long, but only 2.5 inches wide. So just showing you that you can do them in varying sizes. I did also cut this exactly the same size. I'll probably do the same and trim it down a little bit. So again, we're going to fold this in half. And again, I am using this is the background paper in Ruby and Pearl's kit called Beautiful Birds. She has one background paper in that kit that's what I'm using a lot in these projects. So just in case you're interested. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this one off just a bit. I'm going to take about 1/4 inch off of the each side, so, or 2 sides rather. Again, it does not need to be as big as I made it, but we are going to do the hole in this. Well, no, let's do this one the same, and we'll do the hole in the other one. I know I said that before. I'm confusing y'all. We're going to use a small paper clip this time because it's a little bit smaller in profile. So again, the long side is going to be on the back side when you put your paper clip on. Okay. So it's like so. Is that what I want? Yeah, that's fine. And I'm just using this because it's just a piece of the digital. You could use any kind of scrappy bit because it's not going to show at all. So we're going to go ahead and put glue all over this as well. Again, focusing a little bit more glue in that, around that paper clip is the goal. We're just going to set this in here and close it up like a book, like so. Okay. Hold it up, just give that a good press. The Fabri-Tac does cause us to move around, so you do want to make sure that as you're pressing that you are making sure that the edges are as straight as possible. Okay, like that. And then it's going to open like this. Okay, so right now it's just a flippy floppy thing, right? But when it's glued as a oh, that's the short side is there. What? Oh well, it doesn't matter. It will still hold stuff. I just prefer the big side to be there. So when you're looking at it, whatever side's going to not be glued down is where you want the long part of your paper clip. Okay, so now let's go ahead and glue this one on the opposite side because we did the right side before, so we'll do the left side now. So I'm going to go ahead and just run a bead of glue again along this edge. And just give that a press. And we're going to set it aside and not mess with it. There we go. And so I'll decorate that up and that'll be super cute. So let's get to this one. I'm going to just pause for a second. I just got a message. I'll be right back. Okay. So I will give you the measurements as we go along. I did already cut the base piece down a little bit, and I'm just going to set some of this stuff aside so we don't get all confused about all the extra bits. So this piece, it's not probably going to be exact, but I'll give you, you know, kind of ish measurements. So this is 7 3/8 by 7. I should have just did it 7 by 7. What do you think? Yeah, let's just go ahead and square that off. So I'm going to do 7 by 7. So this one was already 7 inches, just to keep it simpler. Oh, brain is fried, I'm telling you. So this is the side that needs to be trimmed. Just a second. Probably will go take a nap after this. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to fold it hot dog style. So we're going to fold it in half this way. Okay, actually, I'm not going to quite do it in half. I think I'm going to make a raggedy edge on that side. So I'm going to fold it like about there. Oh, that's really big. That's really big. Do we want it that? I'm going to take a little bit more off, guys, because I feel like that's going to be way too wide. Even at that, let's see how wide that is. Well, maybe not. It's about what we're doing. So it is about 3.5. We're going to leave it. Let's just make it be mondo. So there, we're going to go ahead and line that up to the top. Give it a good press. Crease. Like so. Pardon me, I'm going to just grab a drink here real quick. Part of my issue is it's a 3-day weekend also for us because of President's Day here in the United States, and I just really need to, I want to be able to capture as much crafting time as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and do a rough tear on this. I probably, let's open it just so that we can get a better grip here. I might have to trim that side off a little bit more because it's hard to get much of a grip on this small edge. So we might be too far over now, but we will just adjust. It's okay. This is going to be very tall. This is more like a, yeah, it'll be interesting because it's very tall. I actually like that, but I need to take just a smidge off because of this area up here is just a little bit not enough. So I'm just going to take about, oh my goodness, probably like not even 1/8 of an inch off. Okay. There we go. That's much better. Some of it's now bigger than the other parts, but that's okay. So let me go ahead and ink this all up and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. All right, so that is one tall corner hugger, but it's going to be epic. We are going to put our paper clip in the inside and sticking out. So let me grab my little foam brush or my foam pad here, and what I'm going to do is grab my zero gravity ruler and find the center of this, which it should be 7 inches, so it's easy peasy because it's 3.5 is the center point. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to use my regular ruler just because I look at that one in a particular way. And we're just going to generally find the center and find my pencil, not the knife. That's not very safe. And we're going to just make a little mark right here. That's our midpoint. So what you're going to do is go ahead and excuse me, put this under here. We are going to use a large paper clip on this one, so I'm reaching for one of those, and we want that hole to be slightly wider than the widest part of our paper clip. I'm hoping that that's making sense. Let me hold this up for you. So this is our mark for the center. We want that paper clip, that cut, that slit, to be wider than the paper clip, because that allows you, if you're off at all, it allows you to wiggle it from side to side and make it even-ish where it counts. So this is an epic pin knife. I love it. So I know approximately how wide it needs to be just because I've done this a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut a hole here. Just again slightly larger than the paper clip, and what that does, it does create the white core on the top here, you can see. So I like to just take a moment and ink that so that it's not looking nasty. So that is that. So that is in place. Now we need to prepare our piece that's going to go in the center. I'm feeling like this is too flimsy. I thought I would make that work, but I'm just going to reach for another scrap over here. Like, nope, that's not going to work. Hold the fort. This probably would work though. So, because we just need enough to hide the paper clip. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this in here, and I'm gonna make it approximately the same width and length. Let's just make sure that that's covered. Yep, perfect. I'm just gonna trim that bottom off, like so. It doesn't have to be straight. It's not gonna show. So now what you're gonna do is, again, you're gonna place your paper clip. Now I did that wrong before, so let me figure out which way this needs to go. So if we glue it like this, it's glued there. So that's the way we want it. You want it when you want it so that the short side of your paper clip is the one that you glue down to your base. So our base is this, opening like this. We want that glued down there. Now I feel like, oh wait a minute, that's not right. Hold on. Hold the fort. Okay. Yeah, right here. Just having issues here. I'm just thinking I want to make sure nothing shows. So it's not going to show. So we're going to go ahead and leave this here so we can make sure that we're in the same place, the right place. I'm going to pull that paper clip up. We're going to stick it through that hole like so. And I'm going to pull it up about that much. Hold on, I'll hold it up for you can see like that. You get my drift, right? For you can see. It's not even. The paper's not even. That's okay. Let's just move the paper over. It's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be perfect on the inside. None of that is going to show. So let's just adjust that again, because you're not going to be able to move that paper clip once this gets secured down. So yeah, so we want to use this as our glue line because we don't want to get glue everywhere else that this paper is not going to be touching. And I'm telling you that more for my clarification, since I have a foggy brain right now. We may have to add some extra glue for anything that's not glued shut, that we need to have be glued shut. So, and then again, focusing the glue around that paper clip. You could use tape or something else that you prefer to secure that paper clip. I'm just going to close that up, okay, and give it a press. Okay, so yeah, that we did that exactly right. I was having trouble thinking about this side, but never you mind me. There we go. Beautiful. That's going to be awesome. Is it actually? Yeah, it is centered. When you look at it like this, it's hard to tell sometimes. So there we go. It's in, and it's beautiful. And we'll put some seam binding on there in a minute. So now what we want to do is, we obviously know that this is the corner, right? So we want to glue this edge closed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to slide some glue in here. I'm going to start from this point because I can see where that glue needs to go. From here over. Okay. I know it's hard for you guys to see. Forgive me. Move my glue over. There we go. Hot cup of tea sounds delicious right now, especially since I'm talking a little bit. There we go. So let's do some decorating. So I just took some images from the kit and I just cut these girls out. So I thought they'd be fun on the front and the back, but I do want to add some lace, but I'm not feeling that lace at all. So I'm not feeling it. I might like this one as just kind of a little bit of a band to go down here. I think I want my girl, do I want her up in the trees? I actually like her up there. I don't want to block any of that, the bottom part of that tree, so let's just do that. Oh, so while I'm doing this, I do want to remind you that the B.Reborn Art Journal Inspiration Group is open. You'll find the link down in the description box, and you can go ahead and go and request to join. There are some questions that you'll need to answer in order to be able to join. So, yeah, and details about rules and things and exclusions of content are on there, which I also explained, I believe, in a previous video. I'm having a hard time tracking what I've done and what I've said at this point, but it's all on the group, so I will link it. I will mention that I am not creating the group in an effort to compete in any way with the groups that I already am a part of and that I love, and I respect the people that run them. And so, pardon, just reaching for a paper towel. So I'm in no way trying to compete or pull people over. I just had some people had interest in having a group where they could share things that they've made from my tutorials or things that they want to share specifically with me. So so that's the reason for that. I need to trim that off. I should have done this before because my top is glued shut. So this is going to be interesting. I think we can do it though. There we go. Simple decorating too is sometimes in order and is nice. There we go. On and on. I love that lace. This is, I ordered from, I can't remember the name of the shop. I'll try to link it, but I ordered a bunch of packs of vintage laces and I coffee dyed everything that I got because that's what I love. And so in this batch anyway. So this is a piece of that coffee dyed lace. It's a vintage lace. But I'll link her shop. Let me jot that down. I know it's called, starts with 1924, so. All right, and let's put this girl up here kind of in the trees a little bit. I'm gonna kind of put her over to the side just a bit. Don't want to cover up all that lace on this edge though, because what's the point of having it there. There we go. And I've got a couple of words here. So I've got Frozen Echoes and Wonderful. I think I want Wonderful for this side. That's not straight. I think maybe I'll take some fussy cutting out to the living room and just sit and catch up on some YouTube and just be mellow because I'm tired. Yeah, I don't want to make this too complicated, so I'm loving that. I'm wondering if I want to use, maybe I'll use this flower on the other side. I think I will. So I'm just going to use my white glue, which is the Barely Arts. And I'm just going to put that word right here, kind of on the bottom of her image. I'm just holding it up to make sure it's straight. Looks pretty good. I love it. I love the simplicity. I need to reach for some seam binding. What did I do with that? I thought it was still out here. Oh, it's just in here in a pile for another project. So let me just cut a smidge of that off. There'll be another couple videos that are going to be, you guys are going to really enjoy on the channel. So I've been working hard and trying to be really creative in my in what I'm bringing to you. So be careful if you do this before that paper clip is super set, because you can move that paper clip. I will probably put some dangles on this as well, because you have the room to do that because the paper clip is sticking out considerably. So I'm just going to trim that a bit. And let's look at the other side and see what we want to do. Oh, that's so beautiful and so simple. And again, on your journal page, this one's going to hook on a left page, and it's going to slide in there like this. And it should be flush with this edge, and it won't be flush at the top, which is actually quite nice because it gives this, it will make this pop up out of the top of the page, which I think is actually pretty cool. So, I suppose one could sew and you'd get a smaller, you take up less of your landscape if you weren't gluing. Now, as I've mentioned before, you can kind of go in once this is sort of dried and just kind of Now, see, I can see I'm stressing that paper, so I'm not going to do that. I can see that it's stressing right here. So we're just going to have to be happy with that. But you could be a little bit more strategic with the glue. So let's turn that over. And what do we want to put on this side? I feel like I want something this way, so, but not maybe the same exact lace. I don't think that's long enough anyway. Oh, it is long enough. Maybe we will do the same. It's coffee dyed, so it is kind of wrinkly because of all the moisture. So we're gonna straighten that out a little bit. Yeah, let's just keep it samey. So I'm gonna put some Fabri-Tac going down the middle of this. I do want plenty, so I'm just going back and forth here. All right, and then we're gonna set this on here, and we're gonna get sticky. Paper towel, where did you go? I love using lace to embellish. I'm telling you guys, Sweet Pea Curiosities, Marisa over there, she is knocking it out of the park. Every time I turn around, she's got something new in the shop that I have to get. So I need to find some self-control. But you know, I feel like digitals are so affordable that I'm just gonna do it. I'll eventually use them. So it does make it hard though to stay on track with what I'm working on though, because I want to just hop over and do something with that kit. It makes a nice opportunity though to just hop in, kind of like I did those collaged journal cards that you guys would have just seen on the channel. That was just kind of a sidetrack of what I'm working on, and it was a very pleasant sidetrack. I really enjoyed that. So I'm just opening that up so I can get to this edge. There we go. And yeah, I like it. I like it. So let's ink this up, and then we will be done. Not too bad for today. Do I want this kind of be in the middle, or do I think I want her in the middle. Yeah, let's just put her right about there. And I like this Frozen Echoes, so let's just use that as our little sentiment. I have a hard time creating ephemera without a sentiment, so that's just kind of my thing. And where do we want this? Shall we just put it right there? I feel like it's kind of plain. We have that flower though. Do we want to do something with the flower? I feel like we should have thought about that first. We could kind of do that. That would be kind of cool, and we'll get that flower in there. Yeah, let's do that. But again, let me know if you guys would like to see how I would do these mixed media flowers. I would love to do it on camera. So let me know what you think. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Again, you'll be able to see all the pieces that we made all decorated up in the photos at the end of this video. So I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.